today we are going to make a video. I'm excited because I went to the store and I bought, I believe, every tool that you would need to have a tint shop. I didn't buy steamers and meters and things a little higher inside, but just to tint a car. Everything that's beside me and behind me is right here that you're going to need, and I'm so excited. I just want to show you what I have, and I don't want to go through each tool and what each tool does in this video. I just want to give you an idea about, you know, what you might need if you want to start your own business. And maybe you already have your own business, and maybe there's some tools in here that you might think is pretty cool and you would like to buy them. But I'm not always right. I just have my ideas of how I want to set things up, and you know, you may have some nicer toolboxes or different shapes, sizes, toolboxes. You may have, but you'll get the idea of what I'm doing here. But before I start, I want to say this. I believe my shopping adventures was with Walmart. I believe I went to, and I'm lucky because I live in close proximity to Atlanta, Georgia, and I was able to go to one of the largest film custom tool places without having to order the tools, which, you know, you could order tools if you're not close like I am, but I got to go there, and I like to, even though I've been tinting for over 23 years, I like to still go in there and put my hands on the tools. New things come out all the time. You just can't use them all. There might be 10 tools in this place that does the same thing, so I might pick one out of the 10 that I'm comfortable with. You may see a tool and you may be comfortable with another one, but we're both doing the same thing. You just may like a tool better than me, or you may like the same tool that I use. But I didn't go in this place and I didn't just buy one of everything or 5 of everything. I zeroed in on the things that I like and would cover the needs that I'm going to have tinting cars. And I am in a tint business where I'm taking anything that rolls in the door, and I've been doing this for years and years, and I believe in this model here I have everything that I need to tint anything that walks in the door. I'm not in England, I'm not in other countries that are tinting cars that I've never seen before. There may be cars that have special needs that may need special tools that I may not have here. But for a guy that's in Atlanta, Georgia, trying to tint anything that comes in the door, I've been doing it for years and years and years. These are the tools that'll get it done, and I believe these are the tools that'll get most anything done in the world. So here we go. Start off with the big stuff here. Home Depot. I went and bought me a Wagner heat gun. Now again, there are a lot of people that use heat guns that get hotter, they have more power to them. This one right here for around 20 American dollars is all you'll really need. If you want more, buy it. But right for the money, this is even the size of the gun is just I like it, and this will last me probably a year, tinting professionally and in large volumes. Just want to show you that's the one I prefer. I'm gonna put this to the side here. Okay, let's start with this. I want to get the big things out of the way. This is my tint apron. This right here is one I got from some film manufacturer. It's kind of a heavy duty. I like big pockets. I see some with small pockets. But hey, just while I had this out for the fun of it, I cheated a little bit. I actually tinted about 3 or 4 cars with these tools, and it was my way of going through everything that I had to make sure I didn't leave anything out. And I actually did leave a few things out, which I went this morning to buy at Walmart. And but I want to show you, this is what I wear, you know, when I tint windows. And you know, even though I've got all these tools, which is hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of stuff here, American dollars, I only, you know, these are my primary tools right here. I want to just dump them out right here and show you what I use primarily to tint just about anything. Let's see what's in it. I tinted yesterday 4 cars, and really you'll see out of all this stuff, this is pretty much what I use. I have a tape measure to measure my film, so I know, in windows, so I know how much to cut. I like a retractable scraper. They make all kinds of scrapers. The reason I like the retractable scraper is because I can retract it, put it in my bag, and when I'm reaching down in my bag, I don't cut myself. So this is a must for me. And then I've used these little these 1-inch blades that I just slide in and slide out as I need them. I'm gonna slide this one back in, close it, and put it to the side. This is a shop towel This one's a little different than a paper towel. This one's got some strength to it. I like to put these towels over my hard cards and even my squeegees to do hard tooling and soak up moisture. They don't tear. I use them a long time. They'll even dry out and I can use them again the next day. I don't really use these for cleaning. I don't use these for things that I would use the paper towels for. Like they're more absorbent. They're usually for one use and you have to throw them away. I can get a little bit more out of these. These are just different markers. I like the Sharpie. It's my favorite. Sometimes I use a grease pen, but these are what I use to mark my patterns on side windows or anything else on the release liner that I need to make cuts on, because I can see it better when I work on my workstation, like one behind me you see. This is as basic as you can get Olfa knife. This is I like the basic ones. You know, some people may like the thicker ones, the ones wrapped with plastic. I mean, as long as you're using a stainless steel blade and you know how to hold it, you can use whatever you want. But that's the one I like, just the basic Olfa silver. Then of course I've got this is pretty much all I use. This is a white Teflon card. I've actually customized my card here and cut it in half. And I always keep my edges sanded, and I use this to push out small things and work tin under seals and you know, any little detailed things I need to do with it. This is a little chiseler. I use this when I want to squeegee a little more aggressively when I heat the film, and sometimes I use this one to again, I just have a use for this one too, where I just need a whole card instead of a half of one with a point on it. And that's it. That's my whole bag. I want to go over the other tools that I use, and I do use them a lot. Let me put these to the side. What I have in here is, this is a dual purpose situation. These buckets I buy at the hardware store for just a few dollars a piece. And if you notice, I've got two of them. The reason I have two of them is because I like the height of it. I actually turn it over and I sit on it when I'm tinting side windows on cars. But it also is a bucket. I can put in the paper towels I was talking about. This particular brand is Bounty. Anything that you feel comfortable with, use it. I like Bounty. Here's what my shop towels look like. If you pan over, well, no, don't pan over here. I want to show you. I buy the paper towels in the large. I guess there's 12 rolls and this is the size I prefer. I just buy them as I need them. And then the shop towels is in a size about like this. I think there's 6. This happens to be Scotch Extreme. I'm dropping them. But anyway, let's put all these to the side. What else is in here? I always carry a 25-foot extension cord. Sometimes you might need 50, you might need 100. It depends on your situation. My shops are designed in such 25 feet will get me anywhere I need to go. I haven't been using this for a long time, but over the last year or two, I've really been using these a lot. This is an absorber. This is just something that it's a cloth that's reusable. It soaks up a lot of water. I clean the exterior of the glass. I clean inside. I can just put it in my sink, wring them out, keep it going. These are about 10 American dollars, or I think even less now. But it stays moist. I always keep it rolled up in its little container like that. And it cuts down a lot of paper towels, and you can clean off the soap scum on the cars and kind of keep your job clean with this. Last but not least, I've got a new spray bottle. I'm trying a new spray bottle since my old favorite one is broken. This is kind of a new model of it. It holds, I don't know, a quart or two of water. It is pump. I like the pump sprayers because I don't want to get the fatigue with my hands. While I'm on sprayers, this is a backup one I keep, which is around $4 or $5. It's a heavy duty spray bottle. You can put chemicals in this or just your soap solutions. I always keep it, and I'll talk about that in a minute when we get to this box. And now let's go through some of my tools. Sears. That's where I chose, and I looked for a toolbox. This particular one has a top section where I can put some larger things. I've got 4 drawers. They're all about the same size. And I guess I've divided my drawers up. Let's see, I've got all my blades in the first drawer. And I've got all my squeegees and hard cards in the second drawer. If I don't put them flat, they'll catch. I've got some miscellaneous stuff in here. I've got a tool catalog, I've got some felt, and I've got different special squeegees. And in this drawer I've got some specialty tools. Let's go over it though. Let's just start from the top. Up here I've got some Scotch clear glue. I think I've got 2 containers of this. This is the type of glue that I use on the matrix dots after I sand them to make them look really smooth. I've got my Irish Spring soap. I believe I've already used it once or twice, where I prep the back glass with them and let the soap dry on the back glass so I can heat mold. I like the smell of Irish Spring. You can get any soap will work. Let's see what else I have up here. I've got me a pick set. This is the different picks I like to use to remove door panels. You'll always need a pick for something in your tinting adventures. This particular one I bought at the hardware store. They make all different brands. Looks like here I've got a backup Sharpie, one of the thicker ones. I mean, I use these things on every car. This is a tool that I use to pull up the gaskets on door panels. I got, again, more backup pins. This is a paint marker. Sometimes I use it to hide like where defroster lines are on the sides. There's all kind of blackout tape, opaque markers. I like the opaque markers that they'll come in handy if you use them the right way. Again, Sharpie, and this is a grease pen. I can also use a grease pen to mark my film. Same thing. Let's see, I can pick the rest of this stuff up. I've got a file set made by Nicholson. This is something I'll use to file the edges on the side glass. Most of the time I've got different shapes and sizes, textures. I use pretty much 1 or 2 of these. I don't really use them all necessarily, but they come in a kit. They're about $16-18 American dollars for this set. Got a couple of squeegees. This is a black squeegee, and this is a yellow one. This one is kind of left at the end of a squeegee I was using. I made it real small, and I do little quarter windows and small things on occasion. It's nice to have. This is a black one. It's a small one. It was left over. It actually is the softest one they make, and it's really good for cleaning and prep. And just to show you, in this box, this is how it came. It came in a large. I probably cut it from right there if I had to guess. Yeah. And I'll use these as time goes by. When this one wears out, it gets a little nick on it, I may throw it away and I'll use a new one. Moving on along. Always have masking tape. I buy the I guess it's about an inch and a half, and I buy the skinnier ones. I use these mostly, and I always look on here. There's a guide that shows you how sticky this is. This is the most sticky, and this is the least sticky. I was looking for the most sticky, but I couldn't find it, so I settled for the second stickiest. This 3M product will work fine on any car. Again, I have I could open this up, but I have just a more elaborate file set. It's got the same exact files, but some extra ones, which I really don't even use, but I have them anyway just in case. I had bought this one first, and then bought my other one second. The one I use is this one I showed you first, but this is a backup, and I wouldn't suggest you run out and buy all these files. I just happen to have had one from a previous purchase, and it fits in my toolbox. This is a must. This is all the different sizes and shapes to cut out around for front visor strips. Just about everything I need is right here, and if it's not, you can just about do it yourself manually, but this is a pretty cool ruler for that. let's see, this right here this is a must. This is the white Scouring Pad for cleaning and prepping back windows. I even use it on side windows sometimes after I've removed some film from glass and I have gotten all the glue off. I like to go over it with this. I've got the 600 and the 400 grit sandpaper for sanding matrix dots, and I also keeping my hard tools from scratching the film. I always keep them sanded with this product here. Now we're going to move on down to the bottom of my toolbox and see what we have. I'll put my stuff back in here the way I had it. Okay. Blades and scrapers. I buy these 1-inch blades that come in a 100 pack. I bought 2 because I use a lot of them, and sometimes I buy the stainless steel. These happen to be the least expensive you can buy. I don't really need the other ones. Some people do buy them, but I've got the lesser of the expensive. I want to sit back down a little bit here. Let's see. I always keep me a hobby blade. This is a number 11 blade. I sometimes use this to shave. It's got I like the one with the really fine tip on it. I'll kind of take it up to the camera here a little bit. I like the protection, the keep the cap on it so nobody gets hurt. I like the stainless steel Opal blades. I buy them in the 50 pack. I always keep these around. I've got some backup Olfa knives in case I need it. I went and bought 2 of these, so can't have too many of these. I got extra retractable scrapers. Got 2 of these. I have Olfa replacement number 11 blades in the pack. These are for mostly commercial application, but I've got this Triumph scraper for occasionally when I want to do some flat glass work, and I've got the replacement blades, and I've also got a smaller Triumph scraper for the smaller blades. You never know, somebody may call you up and say, hey, we got a front door we need tinted, and you might use some of your automotive film. This is I use this for straight edge and for making circles, and I believe I got 2 of these. These are the 2 you're going to see. Sometimes I see people buy this one, sometimes I see people buy this one. I bought them both. Why did I buy them both? This one's small, it fits in my toolbox. I can just about do everything with this one. This one's big and it won't fit in my toolbox, and I've got to have a reason for it. One of the reasons I like it is because it does have some larger circles on it, and I need these larger circles quite often when I'm trying to cut around the various hardware on glass. Sometimes the biggest one on this one's not quite large enough, and I want my cuts and everything to look really neat, and this is a solution for that. So let's move on down the line. This is where this is my hard tool, or just my general squeegee specialty tool drawer. This tool is what I use to get behind brake lights and at the back of rear windows. This was a red Baron Squeegee, which I cut off a larger red Baron. Here it is. One this size, it was larger. I actually cut it off this. This is harder than the yellow turbo, and it really does well when you're trying to get into small, hard to reach areas in back windows. This is a custom tool I made. I just took my squeegee and put that angle on it so I could get into the cracks and crevices. We've got a Titan. I honestly don't use this much, and I thought I'd try it, but I'm looking for something I can get down into tight areas. Anything that you get into tight areas with squeegees on them, to me, is limited. I mean, I have to really use this while the film's wet so I can do the final pass. Once the film's dry and I'm trying to dry the water up so it doesn't come back in the tint, I really have trouble using stuff with rubber squeegees on them. That's why I buy tools like this, because after the tint's dry and you still want to get the water out, you can still use this tool, and it slides across the tint without a problem. And I love this tool, by the way. I always keep 1 or 2 of these around. Another version of the same tool, this is called the Conqueror. Got it. Another version of the same tool, this is called a side swiper. It's got a blade on it, just another variation of the same thing. Can't live without my white Teflon cards. I customize these all the time to get into places I need to. They're fairly hard, and this is pretty much the all-purpose every tinter should have. I mean, I can take every bit of this and throw it away and just about do anything with this white card. I'm not saying do that, but I'm just emphasizing how important this card is. I really like stuff like this. This is a tool that just the way it's shaped, I can just get up into places. Like if I roll a window up and I want to get to a little place I missed, I don't have to roll the window back down, risking creasing the film. I can get up in there and get the little bubble out with stuff like this. Another tool to get the same job done, maybe do back windows. It's just I mean, I can keep going with all these tools. Here's another spec. This is a really thin one. This is the thinnest one I have, and I can really get into places I can't get with these thicker squeegees with this one. Additional little chiselers, more of the same tools. This platinum one is harder than the gold one that I just showed you. Another tool, just different shape, same function. We're just trying to get tint to smooth out. I always keep one of these gold 3M cards. Sometimes I run across vinyl. I want to do vinyl jobs. I keep one of these around. Again, I can just keep going with tools. I've got all different tools to get into places I might need to get with tint. Here's another one. You know, I like this a lot. You know, this has got another little point on it. You can get into places. This is a tool that, you know, is primarily used to push down gaskets at the bottom of windows. I use it for squeegeeing out little places in tight corners sometimes, but it's one I always feel like I need. I use it a lot. Here's some that have come out. They're kind of new. This is called the Gator Blades. These are both Gator Blades, different. And since the little Chiselers were so popular, these have are supposed to be taking the place of these, which I don't think they ever will. But I'll get you more feedback on these when I try them. I just thought they were pretty cool. They look like they might do the same thing as the little Chiseler. They'll get into little places like the little Chiseler will. And the little Chiseler's flat on one side and rounded on the other, and you know, so are these. Anyway, you can't have too many of these kind of tools, and you know, buy them all or buy just one or two of them, or do like I did, get a little variety, and you should be able to tackle about anything that you know comes your way. And you know what? That was a lot of tools I just showed you, and it was in a small. I fit everything in a small drawer, you know. So think about that. This drawer is kind of the catch-all drawer, miscellaneous. This is a new, this is a new tool that is able to hold an orange crush or a clear or a blue max for final squeegeeing. And this is so new. I believe it just came out within the last week. You might not have even seen this. But anyway, this is a really popular tool. I'm going to show you this is what I've been using for years. A blue max and a metal handle. This metal handle's been modified so these blue max blades won't come out. But this is the new improved version of this. The guy that was involved in putting this together and inventing this told me this is definitely the Cadillac. This is kind of the middle grade. And then there's another one. Let me see if I can show it to you. Right here. There's another handle which was this is the one I used in the 80s and it's part of the 90s. It's got a little handle. You pull it out and then the blade just comes out. But this was great for this product. But when people started trying to use this handle to hold these kind of squeegees, it was a disaster because these squeegees would always fall out. So this handle again was exactly like the one I showed you. It's just been modified with screws to hold these in. And then I guess this is the new Millennium style where they've actually really better sandwiched these blades in there. You could take this orange one out and put this blue one in this handle if you wanted to. But anyway, I think they're pretty cool. Everybody should have one of these. Let's see. Let's go. Okay. This right here is serves two purposes. This is a trim guide. If I want to cut straight lines for commercial application, I can use this tool. Or it's a gasket wizard. I can actually put it at the bottom of my window, and I can pull it back, and I can get behind the gasket, and I can slide it back and forth, and it's real easy to grip, and it's small, and I can fit it in my toolbox. This is called a stroke doctor. This is really a more advanced version of the side swiper, but it's got this big handle on it, and you can get a lot more leverage. It's good wet squeegee. If the film's wet and you want to do a final squeegee on it one time, this is a good product to have. They make a couple of these. I chose the one, I forgot this, but I think they call this the Bigfoot, or I can't remember what they, Bulldozer, Bigfoot. This is something I use to get behind brake lights, and I like to do passes on dry film at the bottom of glass where I need to make the film lay down. Good tool to have. Good handle on it too. It's kind of a rubbery handle. This got into the wrong drawer, but this is one of my scrapers. The ones I was showing you, like a Triumph scraper. This one, don't want to cut myself because I have a blade in it. This is a nice blade. Some people use this kind of as an automotive scraper. It's really kind of a nice one to have on some of the larger glass in cars, and it's also can be used on flat glass as well. It's a good middle of the road scraper. Just don't cut yourself on them. Then you're gonna put the rubber band back on it. Brand new. Put it back in the right drawer. These two tools are a must. This is called the automotive bulldozer, and this is called the I guess they call it a scrubber, but this has a Velcro pad and you stick your white pad on there, and you can get behind brake lights and back windows and prep with this, because you got your pad on there and you can't get your hand down there sometimes. This is what you use to squeegee the film behind brake lights. It's real thin, it creates leverage, and it's flexible a little bit, and it's got a little rubber squeegee at the end of this thing. Very nice tool to have. A must. Alright, let me just put some of these back in my drawer, and let's show you what I have on the next box. See how easy that is? There's a lot of tools in there. And I can put them right there in the back of my car. Now, this is heavy stuff. This is a heavy box. I think at a hardware store I bought this for like $4 or $5. It's a heavy duty tray. I've already showed you this, but this is some of the things I keep with me at all times. This is a must. I like this ruler. This is my absolute favorite Straightedge. It's a little bit flexible. It's got a cork back on it. I don't know if there's any advantages to the cork back, but I actually cut with it on the metal side. Like if I'm cutting on the glass, I'll put the metals and the cork up. I can do it either way though. But this is a 24-inch one. I feel like a 24-inch one is long enough for you to cut one cut on any side glass. If you get the 18 inches and the 15-inch ones and the 12-inch ones, you may have to make one cut and then start with another. This is just my ideal size. I like it. I recommend you consider it. It's real thin. It gives you good straight cuts, and it won't get nicked up, and it won't cause you to have some offset little funny cuts. The next, I have two. Really, this was a mistake. This is Johnson's Baby Shampoo and Dawn. I won't get into all the details here, but some films I like Dawn better, and most of them I like the Baby Shampoo. And I normally buy the regular. This is the Calming Lavender, which I've never tried. I was going to try it, but I've actually got some. You want to show the Charles pan over here to the ones we normally use. I want them to see the right kind. Let me just walk over here. This is what I recommend you buy, the original Johnson's Baby Shampoo. Don't try to buy any off brands or substitutions. You'll notice a big difference. You'll never go wrong with this. This is the one to get, the regular brand without any additives, anything that's like my blue lavender stuff over here. If you ever want to get an inexpensive apron, your local hardware store, they sell them for about 70 cents. They're really cheap. I just bought one in case. Sometimes I'll run into a situation or a window tinter may want to help me and they don't have anything to work with, I always try to have an extra set for everybody. Always carry glass cleaner, non-ammonia based product. This is what I like to use. This is a spray away brand, but it's ammonia free, and it's a foamy glass cleaner, and it smells good. Anything will work though. I've already showed you the spray bottle. Here, I keep it in this tray. This right here is something that I found that a lot of tinters don't use. Some do, but most of them don't. This is a product called Dirt Off. It's a glass prep and cleaning. This is a concentrated version. I put a little bit, like this much, into this bottle and fill the rest with water. And this is what I use to prep my rear glasses with. And I've noticed a big difference with this product, because just using the soap solution, it doesn't get the glass sometimes as clean, like free and clear of oil and contaminants, as this stuff does. And the tint will bond better to the glass and faster with a product like this. It's an acidic property to it that helps in the cleaning process. I recommend it. Okay, next I have a chemical called Dot Devil. This is a window tint glass preparation. I use this on the matrix dots. I spray it on. I let it stay on for about 2 minutes. It softens the dots, and then I usually go and sand the dots with a sandpaper, like a 600 or 800 or even 400 grit, depending on the dots and how thick they are, to create a surface for the tint to bond to. And then I might even go a step further, depending on the car and the dots. You know, I might even put the stationary glue or the scrapbook glue. It's a 3M product that they make. It's just the raw glue to further make the matrix dots blend in with the car. Sometimes we take a black vinyl. I don't have it here with me today, and we install that to hide the matrix dots. And if the prep doesn't work itself and our glue situation doesn't work, we can prep them and make it work. But we like to make the dots look good. This is one of the products we use to do that. Dot Devil. This is a must. It is a spray bottle that I bought. I took half simple green and half water, and I use it to help me break down glue if I'm removing film. It doesn't seem to stain or damage somebody's car, and it smells pretty good. And it's just a little bit of a helper for me to kind of get the glue softened, so I can scrape it off or use a white scrub pad to take it off. Alright, so I don't know if I've left anything out here. I've got, oh yeah, last but not least, I always keep alcohol and water. This is a 50-50 mix. Sometimes I use this to, again with the matrix dots, I may I may pull the tint off the dots, and I may spray this tint so that I get the soap out and I get it to dry really fast with alcohol. Sometimes I use this solution to install vinyl on cars. I do a little bit of that, not a lot. It's just alcohol and water. You can't go wrong with it. In the winter times, in the extreme conditions of cold, I put a little bit of alcohol in my regular soap solution. I'm talking about a capful, not a lot, just to assist in the drying process of the film. Sometimes customers don't like film to take a long time to dry, and that'll help it a little bit without not too much, because you could start messing with the glue and it cause other problems. But here we are. I've got the soaps that I use, the paper towels that I use, the prep solutions that I use, the window cleaners, the extra spray bottles, you know, all in this nice little carrying pouch, the rulers. This was just something that was a little bulky. I couldn't put in my toolbox, and kind of backtracking a little bit, but this is called a whale tail. I never have figured out why they call it that. But anyway, this right here is great for squeegeeing behind brake lights and at the bottom of hard to get rear windows. I haven't used it much. A lot of people prefer it. You know, if you've noticed, I've got 4 or 5 tools to do the same job. I myself have to figure out which ones I like the best, and sometimes I may like this one better in one car, and I may like the bulldozer better in the other car, and I may just use squeegees in the other car. So I switch around a little bit too. I have preferences, and you'll develop those yourself. But I just want to show you another tool available. A little bulky, but it's handy. Okay, now the last but not least, we have another box. this box is right here. I call this box my overflow box. I keep some multi-purpose adhesive remover. This is an orange citrus product. You know, they make other products that if you get them on an interior of a car or door or panel, it'll turn it white, it'll stain the seat, and they really work well to get glue off, but they're too risky for me working on other people's cars. This is an all-natural product. It has a good smell. It's not going to tear my hand up and, you know, cause problems with chemicals. It's in a spray can. It's neat, clean, and if I have some really stubborn adhesive, I use this to break it down. I mean, I order these, you know, 10 at a time. I don't really want to carry every one of them with me every day. I keep them in my little backup box here. I keep extra, you know, window cleaner. I just, you know, I don't buy more than I buy more than one can at a time. I keep extra spray bottles. You know, I keep you know, additional alcohol. This is the alcohol that I buy. I wanted to get you, let you see the can itself. It's denatured alcohol. I guess you could use the rubbing alcohol. Anything would be fine. I prefer this. This is kind of more of an industrial type product, and it works well with what we do. It fits in my little box right here. Let's see, is there anything else I'm leaving out? I already showed you my squeegee. Here we go. I keep, and you may have your own preference, but I always keep me some carpet stain remover. If you're working in somebody's car, say it's a rainy day and your bays had somebody in previously with an oil leak, or you know, you may have a tendency or accidentally get something in somebody's car, not meaning to, but if it happens, you can use something that's decent and get it out real quick before it sets in. And little stuff like this comes in handy. You never know, if you're working other people's car, you want to just make sure you keep everything clean. You may have drop cloths, however you want to do it. I always like to keep something like this handy. You never know when you might need it. This has never been used. Hope it never will be used. You know, I keep cloths. That's about it. I want you to understand, this is the basics. I can go a lot deeper into this. You can get a lot more specialty tools. You can buy tint meters and film slitters, and you can buy steamers. I'm talking about the basics here. I feel this is a little bit beyond basic. You know, you can just about do anything with this, and you can get anything tinted on that I know about. This is what you need. And again, thank you for watching my video. Other videos will go into more detail about these tools and other tools you haven't seen yet. And if you have any questions, we'll be taking questions and going deeper into tools later on. And again, thank you for watching the video. Have a good day.